Marvel Legends, The Marvels, Totally Awesome Hulk Wave, Captain Marvel. Let's get it. What is up, my peeps? It's your Knucker Big Rucker back at you again. We got another figure review, action figure review that is, and courtesy of Hasbro, Marvel Legends. We are deep into reviewing the Totally Awesome Hulk wave, or the Marvels, which shares this wave. Half the wave, or a percentage of the wave, is dedicated to the three main protagonists of the upcoming Disney slash Marvel Studios film, The Marvels. And the rest of the wave are comic-based figures. I can't even say 616 anymore, since it's been established that the MCU is the 616 as well. So it's going to just be MCU slash comic-based from here on out. So that is what that is. What we're doing today is Captain Marvel. And you see the digital render right there on the packaging with some art behind. We've got the Marvel Studios, the Marvels, the movie logo down there below, as you can see. And then turning to one side, we've got some artwork of Captain Marvel there. And then on the other side, we've got a digital render of the Totally Awesome Hulk, along with the 6 figures needed to build the Hulk that are part of this wave. The wave consists of 7 figures, including Iron Man, the Heroes Return version, which we led off the series of reviews with because Iron Man doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece. But the 6 that do are Marvel's Photon, which we just got through reviewing. Miss Marvel, that'll take care of the MCU portion of the wave. From then on, we've got Marvel Boy, Karnak, and Commander Rogers, aka Steve Rogers, BKA Captain America. So that's how it goes down with that. To the back, we've got another digital render of Captain Marvel. On our left, we see the Build-A-Figure piece she comes with. That would be the left leg to build the Totally Awesome Hulk. And on the right, we've got her accessories, a pair of grasping slash C-grip hands. The right hand is a grasper and the left is a C-gripper. And a couple of effects that we've seen before. Turning to the front, you've got that logo. That is representative of all 3 because I see the Miss Marvel logo inside of that. So all 3 characters are represented with that logo. So here we've got Captain Marvel rotating around. You get a clear visual of her costume. It's a different costume than when we last saw her. I will be comparing her to the last iteration of Captain Marvel that we saw. That was from Avengers Endgame, and definitely a totally different costume. But you know how it goes with the MCU. They are always changing up costumes. Everybody would do the Janet Van Dyne comic version of the Wasp. They would do her proud the way they change costumes, because that's what she does. But then again, same thing could be said about Tony Stark, Iron Man. He changes armors like we change our socks. But with that, I digress. Let's talk about accessories. One, we'll start with the Build-A-Figure piece, the left leg for Totally Awesome Hulk, as I stated when we looked at the back. I'm going to set that aside as we amass all the pieces, and then we'll end this series of reviews by putting together and reviewing Amadeus Cho, aka the Totally Awesome Hulk. Here are those hands that I spoke of. You see the right hand is a gripping hand, or grasping, and the left is a C-grip type of hand. And finally, those wraparound energy effects, molded in a fluorescent yellow. And we've seen these a dozen times. Actually, I'm being generous with that one, or more. And we will see them again. But, yep, they came with it, so that's all of her accessories. Now looking at our girl close up, I will say that this is the best digital print representation Hasbro's done of her thus far. Still not spot on, but definitely better than our previous portraits that we've gotten. Got the nice hair going on. You see what we got there, and it's got a wash in it, so pretty cool. And yeah, and going down, you see we're rocking it's basically blue. You got the red at the top of the torso and on the shoulders, and you see her emblem painted in gold along with the striping for her on the outskirts. You know what, the borders of the red and the blue, and we've got line work in there. It's not painted. I have to look at a trailer to see if those are gold or if Hasbro is playing the skimp game or not. But pretty cool there. You see what's going on with the arm. Her sleeves, they end up just coming midway up the forearm there, and she's got on both sides she's got bands that I guess I don't know if they'll have any meaning in the show, but we'll see. I mean, the movie, when that happens. And of course, she's got the gloved fists out of packaging. And then looking at the rest of her, you see that the belt has got some gold paint on it. That's cool. Nothing's going on in the back in terms of paint, with the exception of at the top there. If you go to the top, you can see that there's paint bordering the where the red and the blue meet. So at least we got that. Same thing with the shoulders. So that's cool too. We've got paint on the borders where the blue and the red meet on the shoulders. So that's pretty cool. And of course, there's paint on those bracelets. So I've got to love that. Going down, take us back out a little bit. We've got some paint on the boots, so that's cool. Some gold paint, goldish kind of paint. Maybe it's platinum. It's more platinum than gold. Going down the boots and the top of the feet there. So yeah, that's a decent amount of paint there for a Marvel Legends. I'll give you your flowers this time, Hasbro. Hasbro has blessed us with better feet for Captain Marvel there. She's got heels, sort of, but the feet are big enough and wide enough that she's standing pretty nice. And if you're looking at the legs are meaty enough. You know, they're not gummy or anything like that, so that also helps. Let's take a height measurement of our girl here, and she's coming in at about 6¼ inches tall, which is I think that was basically standard. I think that's what she came out in her last iteration, even though she didn't have what we've got going on here in terms of articulation with the joints. And speaking of that, let's go for that right now. Her head is on a dumbbell. Because of the hair, you can scratch getting that head up, which is unfortunate because she's most definitely a flyer. She can look down that much. Of course, she can go left and right and give you some attitude there. You can get the arms out to 90 via the shoulders, and of course 360 rotation. She's got the swiveling biceps. She's got double jointed pinless elbows. She's got the swiveling wrists, horizontal hinge, and that's on both sides. And that's also for the for her additional hands, with the exception of her left. Her left one right here has got the vertical hinge. And looking at the diaphragm, the torso, she can go forward just a little bit like that. But what about going back? Yeah, she can go back decently, which is great because we're going to need that in conjunction with the very little bit of clearance we have for the hair to make her look like a flyer. So that's going to not be so hot, because that's all you're getting in terms of trying to make her fly. You're going to have to, she's going to always be flying up if you want her to face forward. She can lean with it, rock with it, and of course rotate legs. She can get them out that far. She can kick forward that much. and go back not that much. She's got the thigh cut, double jointed, mine's are tight, double jointed pinless knees. See if I can get that second joint to go. There it is. Very nice. And once again, like I said, they're not gummy. She can point her toe that far forward. You see what the heel looks like on the boot, but she stands very nicely. She can get up pretty decent as well. She's got an ankle pivot there, and of course, holes, peg holes at the bottom of her feet. Here's that comparison. I promised you we've got the last version of Captain Marvel that we got. It was in a Captain Marvel Rescue 2-pack that it was from the movie Avengers Endgame. This is the costume that she wore there. You see the differences, and I was mistaken. This one is decidedly shorter than our current iteration of Captain Marvel that we've got in figure form. But of course, this older version was made the old school way. You've got pinned joints all over the place, and yeah, but those are the differences between our respective Captain Marvels. Now here we have Captain Marvel up with the only other figure from the movie The Marvels that I've reviewed thus far from this wave. We have Monica Rambeau, aka Photon. So closing out this review, talking about the Hasbro Marvel Legends The Marvels / Totally Awesome Hulk wave of figures, going through the Marvels portion of this series of reviews. And in this instance, we are speaking of Captain Marvel. And it's a pretty good figure. You know, it is what it is because it is an MCU figure. Marvel, or I should say Hasbro, tends to give their MCU product a little bit more love because they have to do the unique sculpts and this, that, and the third. So it's understandable. What isn't understandable is always getting the same type of effects, but that's what we got. And it seems standard that all figures are just going to come with an additional set of hands. So getting anything other than that, like these effects, whether they've been recycled or not, is definitely a cherry on top of this particular cake, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. The likeness this go round is a lot closer than in previous iterations. So that's great. The hair, I like the hair and the wash that the hair got on that. And of course, we got our pinless elbows and pinless knees. The legs aren't gummy. She stands very well. It didn't take me long to get her to stand like this. Now, you guys know when you start bending legs, even with the male figures, it can be problematic to get them to stand. But it's almost, I mean, it's just an irritation when it comes to the chicks getting to understand. But it wasn't that bad at all with this particular figure, so that's definitely an improvement. We'd like to see this on more of our female figures. We definitely don't want the gummy legs, so if we can see that, we'll be happy with that, Hasbro. So get it done.